Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. We are here on a beautiful afternoon for football. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. Snap comes at 1. Caught on the right side by Adams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards on the pickup there, and the drive will continue.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And a wide receiver to watch in this offense, certainly Jordy Nelson.
And most defenses watch him run past them. Jordy Nelson can run every route in the route tree and take it to the house.
Throwing now is Rodgers. He finds Randall Cobb on the completion. And he's brought down. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
One thing's for sure, with Jordy Nelson, you can't fault his toughness, and we saw that on display in the NFC Championship game with that rib injury he played through.
To be honest with you, I didn't think he was going to play in the game. When I hear 2 cracked ribs, I just don't see that as a recipe for a guy being able to play wide receiver in a championship game, and he came back in about 2 weeks' time. You're exactly right. Excellent toughness, incredible toughness, and how about the production during the game? He was a factor, especially early.
Yeah, scored a touchdown, 67 yards as well. The first carry now, this is Lacy. Down right around the 25. 2 yards on the carry there, it'll be second down. The Seahawks, here's their defensive lineup.
Michael Bennett's one of the best pass-rushing defensive linemen in the game. Normally plays defensive end, but when they go to those nickel packages and he works inside, look out, you've got a problem.
They'll run the option left, and he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. They'll wind up losing 3, and now it's third down. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Complete to Janis. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. And now following that play, we've got a man down defensively, one of the members of the secondary. And we'll just hope he's all right to continue. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They'll try to pound it in with Lacy. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be second and goal. Boy, that's a lot of sirloin steak to be taken down. And the second effort gets him in. Touchdown, Packers. Eddie Lacy taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Packers take it right down the field and score on the opening drive. On is Mason Crosby for the point after. And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Tyler Lockett now with a return. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Rawls, the lone man in the backfield. Now a play fake here on first down. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jake Ryan in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. On second down, here's Wilson. Wilson snags it left side. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
That's taking it around the 40. 12 yards on the return that time. And as the Packers get set to come back out on offense, and Charles, I want to ask you a question. You can take it offensively or defensively for Green Bay as they look to next year. Where do they need to focus, draft and otherwise?
I think I'll start on the offensive side of the ball, and I think running back is going to be a position they have to address. No matter what they decide to do with Eddie Lacy, decide what they're going to do with Ty Montgomery, but get more running backs into the mix. I think offensive line, you always want to fortify that position. But flip it over to the defensive side. Who's going to be the pass rusher besides Clay Matthews? Is Nick Perry still coming on? Do they have to draft someone else to help supplement Julius Peppers? In the secondary, they need corners that can cover. That's a big spot for them.
In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going up.
And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Cliff Averill in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. The left side throw complete to Adams. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Lacy. And he'll take this one down near the 15. And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th.
Don't forget knowing where the first down line was. This defense created their own line of scrimmage. They won every battle up front. And a lot of times that is one-on-one. If you win your one-on-ones enough times, your defense is going to be pretty good. They had more.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. The Seahawks offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
Marcel Reese is fullback, the intended target. And now it's second down. Here's the offense. Certainly some threats on this offense, and one of them that they target is Doug Baldwin.
Not only does he do a nice job catching the ball downfield, he's also a tremendous blocker that helps unleash the running game.
First carry for Thomas Rawls. And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down. And let's get a look at the Green Bay defense.
Clay Matthews is an absolute force. Multiple Pro Bowls as an outside linebacker. He can swing inside and create the same havoc.
They'll run with precise. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's fourth down. So it looks like the offense isn't going anywhere. They're going to go for it on 4th and 7. They're going on 4th down. It's Wilson. Looking for Baldwin. Intercepted. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, That's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. 8 yards to go here on second down. On second down, here's Rodgers. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. And give him 17 yards that time, as that'll move the chains. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. And his throw here's incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
One back is Lacey. To throw is Rodgers. He'll set up the screen to Lacey. So a big roughing the passer penalty, Charles, and of course that's 15 yards.
And everyone knows how protected the quarterbacks are. You've got to make sure that when you launch at a quarterback that you're hitting him in the right spot and in the right time.
Red zone opportunity. Following the penalty now, Lacey looking for a seam but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
There's so many things that go into playing the position of linebacker.
Touchdown, Packers! Devontae Adams, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Packers add 6 to their lead. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Now Crosby for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Earlier, partner, when discussing Russell Wilson, you said you think he's best when Seattle is running back centric. Is Thomas Rawls the centerpiece going forward there?
I think so, because of what he did 2 seasons ago before he got hurt. Because he runs that offense the way they want it run. One cut, downhill, get upfield, and Thomas Rawls is perfect for that. If he stays healthy, that allows Russell Wilson now to throw the play action, the bootleg passes that really hurt other teams defensively.
And Rawls has youth on his side, just 23. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. He was trying to get it to Jermaine Kearse, and that'll bring up a 4th down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
And definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
And all the way down to the 26. A big play there on 4th and 1. 47 yards. So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. They'll come out in the pistol. Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Doug Baldwin from 17 yards out. And the Seahawks have made this a one-score game. And it's up and good. How Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a game. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Complete left side, the tight end Rodgers. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle? As I watch that play unfold, stereotypes are being broken left and right. As a corner, you're often back there guarding against the pass. But how about that diagnosis and read and getting into the backfield and making a nice play and a tackle?
And that goes as a gain of 37 on 3rd down.
Of course, we think of Aaron Rodgers as a pocket passer. But you and I both know this guy's a pure athlete. He can get outside and make plays with his legs as well.
I showed it right there, outside of the pocket and on the money. And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to CenturyLink Field after this. Now a first down carry. It's Lacey. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
So the myth has been shattered. Every cornerback in the league is not just a cover corner. Some of them will stick their nose in there and make plays exactly as we just saw there. A big loss suffered by the offense after that nice tackle.
They'll come out in the pistol. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Randall Cobb, a 16-yard touchdown. And the Packers add on to their lead. Oh, look at this. A flip to the kicker. He's going to try to run for it. Cuts back, left sideline. And he is not going to get in there. He stops short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he is going to be taken down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line. As Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
And quickly, they get to the line. Here's Wilson to throw. You know, Charles, for Graham, so much concern early in the season about whether he'd be ready to play this year, what would happen recovering from the tendon. Not only was he ready, he played every game this season for Seattle.
And it wasn't just the injury concern with Jimmy Graham. It's how Seattle runs their offense. Remember, when he was in New Orleans, he could expect a ton of passes to come his way. But in Seattle, that number was going to be reduced, Would he be able to maximize what they were going to throw in his direction? And he certainly did this year, 65 catches.
65 catches, just shy of 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, too.
Well, partner, tough loss for the Seattle Seahawks on the road at Atlanta in the playoffs. But Doug Baldwin, you know he's always going to compete. 5 catches, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Try to keep them in the game.
Earlier, you were talking about the offense running through Russell Wilson. Doug Baldwin and the wideouts, how do you see that going forward for Seattle?
Well, I think that they are well-equipped there. They have to get Tyler Lockett back. He was injured late in the season. But Baldwin is a top-level receiver, finally getting the respect that he deserves. Jermaine Kearse is still around. Obviously, Paul Richardson came on late in the season. They have plenty of targets out there. They may go for one later in the draft, but I don't think it's a priority.
On first down, Procise. And he will perhaps get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And time has run out on this first half. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Throwing is Wilson. It's caught on the left side by Baldwin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory.
I don't care how many times you tell the story, it never loses its luster for me. Doug Baldwin, undrafted out of Stanford.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Michigan man, Jake Ryan. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. And they were able to punch it in the end zone last time. They'll be looking to do that again here for the defense. Obviously, they'll be looking to stop them from punching it back in the end zone.
It always is punch-counter-punch, isn't it? And which team has the advantage? Well, let's just go back. Last time on offense, they rolled downfield, got into a good rhythm. You can see a little more bounce in and out of the huddle. You can see the sideline really get into the game. So defensively, you're thinking to yourself, how do we take that away from them? How do we get the advantage back? Let's see what they come up with. I think pressure is always the first way to go.
You love pressure.
I love it.
We'll see if they dial it up this drive. Here's Rodgers trying to lay one up deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
That's a bold strike right there, taking it downfield and putting some air on it. But how about the coverage? Able to get his hands across the receiver and bat the ball down.
Offense coming up, needing 2 yards on 3rd down. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. He'll set up the screen to Lacey. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
Let's give a little credit there. The offensive play caller sensed that the screen pass was available. Whenever you're getting a lot of heavy pressure towards your quarterback, that's when you're thinking about running the screen and using that pressure against the defense. And it worked very well there for a first down.
To throw, it's Rodgers. A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety, Cam Chancellor. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here.
A little football 101 there. You just see the receiver try to run down the defender, meaning he goes right at him and really trying to move him a little bit towards the center of the field so he can put his foot in the ground and break to the out, to the sideline, and make a catch.
First down, this is Rawls. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A very solid gain of 27.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And the offense will be looking to get at least some of this yardage back here. It's 2nd and 12. One receiver left, two to the right. On 2nd down, here's Wilson. This is complete. It's Baldwin. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Morgan Burnett. And he'll be brought down at his own 10-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Looked like they had something going last drive. Then the interception happened. Will they recover?
The memory they need to keep with them is that they did have something going. They were moving the ball on offense, had a nice sequence going. Don't worry about the other part. You can't get that back. Let's go back to what you were doing well before.
I thought you were going to say they need to have no memory, but remember the good part, forget the bad.
I like that even better.
To throw is Rodgers. Out to the flat for Lacey. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And they're going to speed things up here. Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. He's going to air one out. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays. And you don't get many opportunities to dial them up. And they just did. And they dropped it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt.
It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times, because he can trust you being in the right spot. And they connected there and picked up the 1st down.
Hey, by the way, I wanted to ask you while we have a minute, did you catch the Pro Bowl?
How about that? In the city of Orlando, they could not have been more excited. A sellout, actually standing room only for the Pro Bowl.
And some defense was played. It wasn't the normal 55-50 shootout. 20-13 was the final.
To give you the best example, Travis Kelce from Kansas City was the offensive MVP of the game. 3 catches, 36 yards, and a touchdown. Lorenzo Alexander from Buffalo, his first year as an NFL full-time starter, capped it off with a Pro Bowl MVP, had 8 tackles in the game. What a year for Lorenzo Alexander.
Gets a new car as well. Congratulations to both. Seventh play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's Packer football here as they've got the lead as well to begin the 4th quarter. Here's Jacob Shum now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And And now a low liner. I think he mishit it. And he did get it back, I do think. Yes, so no turnover on the punt, and it'll be a first down. The Seahawks offense now, they get set to go back to work. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle. When they're moving on crossing routes, if you miss a tackle, it usually results in a big play.
Now Wilson on second down. Wilson snags it left side. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. It's a gain of 24 that time. And the Seahawks are going to have a 1st and goal.
How about the timing on that one, where they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
It'll be a pickup of just 2, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
They got to have 6 here. It's 3rd and goal. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Jermaine Kearse from 3 yards out. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. So on 3rd and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Hauschka now to send this one away following the score. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
They begin the drive with Lacey. And he'll get this one up to the 26. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going.
He's got a man complete. That goes for a gain of 31.
That was good coverage, but it was an even better catch. Great job by both of them, but only one of them ultimately was the winner coming down with the football.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Complete left side, the tight end Rodgers. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down. And now they're in the hurry-up.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. Getting late here in the fourth, and if this team has any chance to win this football game, their defense obviously needs a stop here. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And Nelson's got it here right side. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. When we see another great performance like this out of Aaron Rodgers, you have to chuckle thinking that his only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal. And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7 drills. Angry if the ball ever hit the ground, and it didn't do it very often.
And now inside the red zone, the offense will operate. They go play action for Lacy. Now Rodgers. Eddie Lacy, the one he was trying to get it to. And it's 3rd and short. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. One back is Lacy. To throw is Rodgers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
Now, he's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. And Crosby puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further. So a big one there as that gives them a little cushion.
And you know, here in the 4th quarter, the fact that they were able to bleed some time off the clock and put points on the board, even if it's only 3, that could turn out to be the drive that ultimately wins them the game.
4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Getting down to the end here, they have a 2-score lead. Barely, but it's a 2-score lead, so that probably makes you as a coach feel a lot more comfortable right now, doesn't it, Charles?
It does, but it doesn't mean now you go out and run option or some kind of wild double reverse or anything like that. But you do know that if anything does go haywire, you're still in control of this game.
I want a double reverse, don't you?
I'm just waiting for that day where we actually see something like that in this situation.
We'll see what happens here.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid game.
And they went for a big play through the air on 2nd down. Couldn't connect. Now it's 3rd. 2 yards to go here on 3rd down.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges.
And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by the Pro Bowl safety Cam Chancellor. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
They're going to hurry back to the line now. Now it's Wilson. The intended target, Doug Baldwin, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
While an incomplete pass certainly doesn't look like a good play, for the guy throwing it today, as many interceptions he's thrown, he's got to feel a sigh of relief that the ball actually hit the ground and didn't go in the other direction.
Here's Wilson, and his throw's going to be incomplete.
And that one was knocked away, and I think the defenders are going to be a little upset with themselves. They made the play on the football, but that one felt like a forced pass by the quarterback. Thought he had someone open. He really wasn't, Maybe an example of having too much confidence in his receiver that no matter what,
and this is intercepted, and that should do it. And it's Ha-Ha Clinton Dix with a pick.